All right, guys, it's a new year. It's 2025. I can't believe it. I hope you guys have your goals written down for this year, your resolutions and whatnot. I have mine. I have 20. And in this video, I'm going to be doing my best to give you guys some practical knowledge, some wisdom. I'm going to give you guys some tools, some other things to help you guys achieve your goals, as easily and as quickly as possible before this year is over. Just to quickly introduce myself, my name is Ethan. I am a young father. I'm 27 years old. I have all the problems in the world that normal people have, that you guys most likely have. Full-time job. I'm married young, so I have a spouse. Family problems, drama, bills, doesn't matter, you name it. All the things you guys are using as excuses, as I was, to achieve your goals, let's no longer use those as excuses. I'm here to give you guys some tools necessary to get you closer to your goal, if not straight to your goal. So first off, let's talk about one big one, which is weight loss. So this one is a big one for me because I actually am really good with health, fitness, and weight loss. It's actually like one of my hobbies, but one of my big setbacks, I don't want to say setback in a negative way, but kind of a setback but kind of a setback in the sense of it just, held me back for a little while, is when I had my first son 3 years ago. I had began my weight loss journey and I was 250 pounds roughly. And I actually was able to get down to 180 pounds from late 2020 to like early summer of 2021. And it wasn't until like later that year, fall, that I had my son. And I was in good shape all the way up until 2021, 2022 crept up. And then I kind of got lazy and I started, eating like crap, ordering out. I was back to work, within a couple of months of my son being born. So whatever, excuses came to mind to basically like make things easier on me and my wife, take out, junk food, you name it. I fell way off. And it wasn't like immediately, but over time, like I gained most of the weight back. I'm actually back to 220 pounds-ish, somewhere in there. And like, I'm not like a big dude, but like I have one of my top 5 goals. I have 20 goals set out. The top 5, I think it's probably 5th on my list for this year, is to get back down to 180 pounds. So I do have some expertise in this area. So if anybody wants, a further video in the future, further explaining how to do this in depth, and I got you. Like, look no further. I'm gonna put up some photos so you guys can see real quick the quick transformation. So anyway, back to the practical tip I can give you for losing weight. Just a quick one in this video. It all begins with your mental. It all starts with how you identify as a human being in terms of what kind of foods do you eat? Like, are you the kind of person that consumes junk food? Are you the kind of person that wakes up and says, I'm not really feeling, a healthy omelet. I'm kind of feeling like sugary cereal and like something to give me a cheap dopamine kick? Because most people are that way, and I have fallen into that category several times. It happens. But the reason why this is important is because if you are identifying as the person who eats a certain way, then you will remain that person who eats that certain way. Hence, you will gain the weight, or you will stay fat, and it'll never come off because you are trapped in this identity. Your identity, if you're mentally fat, basically, then you will remain physically fat. So your mental has to match your physical. So start with waking up in the morning. It's a fresh year, so wake up in the morning or even before bed. Close your eyes, before you doze off, and just kind of tell yourself, this is me now. And you list like 3, 4, 5 things that are going, that a healthy, fit person would identify as. So I am healthy. I know this is going to kind of sound like a manifestation sort of a thing, but this is actually a cheat code. So just trust me on this. This is what I do, and trust me, I can help you to lose the weight really fast. So start identifying as the person that says, for instance, I am healthy, I am fit, I'm lean, my eating habits are where they should be, just, things along those lines. And when you wake up, at first, obviously your past self, your old identity is going to be fighting with you to basically like, like, oh, just, push yourself till next week. You got time. You guys understand, like the excuses flood in like crazy, but don't let that. Part of the change is not fighting that, but working with it and just kind of like easing into the new way of life. Just be like, no, I know that, I feel this way, and I know that, I'm trying to convince myself to do what I don't want to do, but I'm going to do this instead. And start with just one decision. Like, nope, this morning I said I was going to eat a healthy omelet. I'm going to eat the healthy omelet. And build upon that as, the day goes on. You're going to have another craving for lunch. Ooh, I kind of, I'm on my lunch break at work. I want to get McDonald's. I want to get something quick. I only have like 10 minutes. Screw that. Don't do that. Just like set yourself up for success. Maybe make yourself like a lunch. And most people, including myself, we use the crutch of, oh, there's nothing to eat because I'm at work and I only have so much time before I got to go back, that you're like, shit, let me just order out, or let me just, drive through. So bring yourself a lunch or a healthy snack, meaning mostly vegetable, mostly protein, very light on the carbs, very, very light on the carbs, no chips. Try not to eat white bread. If you want to feel good and feel full, you're gonna aim for like a healthy protein with a good vegetable, and just like combine that, make it tasty. It doesn't have to be bland, but just watch out for very highly processed, refined sugars, especially sugars like candy and shit like that. Definitely stay away from that stuff. But also just like white bread, starches, potatoes, stuff like that. Anyway, not to get too deep into the nutritional part, but you get what I'm saying. Set yourself up for success. Prepare your meal in advance. It's going to be hard when you start, but if you continuously build upon that and you continuously keep identifying as the person who does these things and follow through time and time again, even if you stumble once or twice, like, it's a work in progress. But as long as the old identification with the old self is like slipping away, you'll start to find like, oh wait, it's becoming easier. I am becoming the person who at first felt like a phony, saying I'm gonna be fit and so on. But if just stick with it, as soon as you're no longer identifying mentally with the person that eats unhealthy or isn't fit or is fat, then you will start to shed and you will start to become the other person. And again, I will, if you guys request it or if anybody wants, I will put out a video in depth about weight loss, because I lost, I think, about like 70 pounds fairly quickly, mostly in a slightly unhealthy way, but I know I fine-tuned it to the point where I can basically lose weight at whatever rate I desire, and I don't have to starve myself, and I don't have to crash diet or whatever, restrict calories too much. I kind of have it figured out because I've experimented so many times. So I can definitely help you guys out with that if you do want a video like that. Next, okay, so we'll just touch on money. Everybody needs more money, most people, unless you're extremely rich, which is, not the vast majority of people. So I work a 9 to 5, so I understand the struggle. I make money. I don't make, millions of dollars, but I have a decent job. It pays the bills. Everything's expensive nowadays. We all need more money. So there are very specific things we can do to increase our income overall. But obviously the most practical for getting to that goal is beginning with where you are now. And, actually physically grab a piece of paper and write down, what do you make a week? What do you make a month? This is like net pay, like after taxes and all that crap. Write down all your expenses for the month. See what you can absolutely need and what you absolutely don't need. What things can you shave off? Like, for instance, like, I don't know, I have like a subscription for like a freaking a game or iTunes, or I don't know, like, you know what I mean, like little things that will save you some money here and there. But I will say this, a huge hack when it comes to saving money and putting money aside is just not eating out. Everything will kind of work in tandem, like perfectly. Once you start identifying as this new person, you put on this new personality and you start identifying with, with the traits of that person that you want to be. That also includes money. So you combine like the healthy, health-based, fit person with the person who's money conscious and has a lot of money, and you start living in line with those ideas, those thoughts and feelings. And all of a sudden you start to shift into this new person and things start to gravitate your way and in your favor. But it's always the temptation from the old desires, like the past desires. That is what kept you in, 2024, the past self that you're trying to overcome. And again, I'm not like a guru or anything. Like, I'm just a dude who has some life experience that I want to share with you guys, and I hope you find useful. Again, I'm 27. I deal with probably like 10 out of 10 of the things you guys deal with. Family drama, being dragged into stuff I don't care about. You set a goal, you fall off the week after, or you say you're going to do something and you don't. That is another big thing I'm going to touch on. Okay, so a lot of people, including myself, the reason why we usually don't follow through with the things we say we're going to do is it kind of touches back into the mental aspect, which is, how do you identify? But also it's kind of a lack of respect for yourself, to put it bluntly. Like, most people that are successful, if you look at, like, I don't know, Tony Robbins, these finance gurus or whatever, most of them have a lot of self-respect and the discipline, but the discipline comes from the identification of a person who is disciplined and they follow through. So this is something that has to be built toward. But one piece of advice that I heard recently, I don't remember who, it might have been a video on YouTube or something, that I want to share with you that's actually helped me a lot recently in my life as a man, just trying to be more dedicated to myself and upholding, what's the word? Just being more honest with myself and following through as a man. It goes like this. In a situation where you have a choice to make, the good choice or the bad choice, whatever choice, before you even make the choice, you ask yourself this: if I make this decision A or decision B, will I have more or less respect for myself at the end? So, for instance, somebody who's like reaching for pizza or somebody who's reaching for chicken and broccoli or whatever, will you have, once you're done eating either one of those things, will you have more or less respect for yourself? And usually you can kind of feel like that tense sensation, like almost shame, like damn, I would feel really bad if I did that. Like, maybe I should have enough respect for myself to follow through to do the things that I said I was going to do. And if you become the person that can do that, then you become basically unstoppable. Because if you set a goal and you say, I have this goal by this time, there's no excuse in the world that you can make to basically block out that goal. Like, you're gonna hit your goals, you're gonna knock them down. And it all stems from identification with the person who does those things and respect for self. But I will also add, sometimes if we have a goal that's kind of like quick self-gratification, like, for instance, I'll touch on losing weight because that's a big one again. When I wanted to lose weight initially, like, it was obviously for just selfish reasons. It didn't really have to do with health or some other reasons that might be more important. It was more so just like, I want to lose weight because I want to look good. I want to take off my shirt. I want to fit the nice clothes. I want to have the six-pack abs, blah, 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 blah. But really, when you don't ground your reason in something concrete, you're still the mentally fat person. It's just like, I want a quick hit of dopamine when I take a look at myself. But really, that's why the people that have the thing that you want, they don't think it's a big deal when they have it, because they're already the person that has it mentally. So when it came to them physically, they're just like, oh, I already was this person. I already felt like this person, so it's not a big deal to me. You're not obsessing over the thing as soon as you get it. That's it. Just like when you buy like a new car, it's like amazing for a couple months, and just like anything over time, it's like, it kind of gets old. It's just a car. And the same thing goes for your body. You need to ground your reasons for doing something in something concrete that will hold up. And again, you need to identify with the person that has this, so it's natural, so that you'll follow through. And you need to have the self-respect. So it's kind of like a triple layer thing. Moving on to number 3, which is like relationships. I'll just kind of touch on like, me being a dude, like, if you're a dude that's trying to meet somebody, or you, I don't know, like, are getting over a relationship and you're struggling to break out of the bubble, you're depressed or whatever, I would say this. So for instance, if you're trying to meet someone new or you're trying to just meet someone in general, if you focus on yourself and you focus on the self-respect and you begin to identify, you make a list of all the things that you would like to be true. I want to be more confident. I want to be in shape. I want to look and feel attractive. And you just pinpoint, you just, jot all those things down and read them and study them. The same thing with the identification. The first time around, you go to sleep, you identify. You wake up in the morning, you're not going to feel like that person. You take a quick moment and be like, no, I'm going to be this person. I identify with this person. And instead of you chasing after like the girl or random DMing 100 females to try to find like a girl you like, when you focus on yourself and you become the man that, for instance, already is those things and can attract the female, it will come to you without even having to do it. You will attract it to yourself. You'll become like a manly magnet because you are the man. Again, you are that person. It's not like you're coming from a place of desperacy or what, I don't even think that's a word. You're coming from a desperate place where you're like, I really need to meet this girl. I really don't want to be alone. I really want the relationship and the happiness and the kids, blah, 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 blah. No, that's coming from a place of being desperate. And that's only going to push people away and it's not going to attract. Start with identifying as the man that has his things and has the things that you need to have, and then work toward it. Don't focus on the female. The female will come when you become the person. It'll be drawn to you. You won't have to try to go out and force it, is what I'm saying. So that's just a quick tip for that. When it comes to improving relationships with your family and friends, this is a tough one. I've always struggled with because I inadvertently am like a people pleaser because I hate conflict. And I try to keep the peace because I love peace. I'm just like a peaceful person. But anyway, family drama pops up and that's like always one of the most uncomfortable situations to be in. But a piece of advice I can give anybody is just set your boundaries without fear. Meaning, become the person who has boundaries set. And it doesn't mean that you are disrespectful in your boundary or you're trying to step on anyone's toes, but you as a human being, a person with self-autonomy, like every human being is, you should have boundaries set to show people, hey, look, like I love you, whatever, me and you are close or we're family or whatever, but this is my boundary as an adult, as a human being, just like you have yours, I have mine. And that should be basically like said first and foremost, like in any family setting, especially if it starts getting uncomfortable. And I struggle with that because I struggle to like let people know because I'm so used to having family members in my life that kind of like are easily triggered or are sensitive. And I'm kind of not like that. I can be, but dealing with very like ego-driven, sensitive people is difficult, especially when they're like family. So just set the boundary, and whatever happens after that boundary set, let's say they cross the boundary, be like, yeah, I warned you. Then the repercussion is like, I need to avoid you. If you can't respect my boundaries, why are we going to have constant communication? You kind of distance yourself from the person. It protects your health, your mental health, your energy, your family. It keeps drama away. And me and my wife try to do that as much as possible. Again, it's not like hate or resentment. It's just setting a boundary and making sure we abide by the boundary and they abide by the boundary. All right, guys, so this was my 2025 first video ever. I hope it reaches at least a couple of people and that you guys appreciate some of the things I said. And I really hope if you are one of the like 2, 3, 4, 5 people that ever hear this, I promise you to like implement at least like 1 or 2 of these things. And I'm sure I touched on at least one thing that you have planned for this year that you'd like to attain. Just use that one trick and just use it every day. And that should be like a quick roadmap or some sort of a like help or a tool to get you to your goal faster. This is my first video. I'm a little nervous, as you can tell. Like I'm kind of talking straightforward, but it's a little nerve-wracking. It's my first video. So I plan on keeping on and getting better over time. But first video, happy new year, happy 2025. Good luck to you guys. And I hope you guys, more than anything, you guys along with me attain most of our goals, if not all of our goals for this year. And I have confidence that if you adhere to some of the things I said, you will definitely have at least a good amount of success. So you guys stick with it. I will probably keep posting a lot of my progress because I'm actually in the process of losing weight as well. Excuse me. And I will do my best to motivate you guys with more motivational videos, along with like just kind of like instructive videos just like this that again are here to just benefit whoever's watching. So you guys have a wonderful year, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.